a.m. Now, it's lights, camera, action across the pond this weekend as the Oscars returned for its 96th ceremony on Sunday.
Hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, the ceremony celebrates the very best in global cinema, with box office smash Oppenheimer expected to take home its fair share of the trophies.
Well, joining us this morning is showbiz reporter Kinsey Schofield. Good morning, Kinsey. What are your predictions for this weekend?
I think my main prediction is a lot of Spanx. We're going to see the most Spanx. No, I think you're exactly right. I think Oppenheimer is going to be the name on everybody's lips this weekend. You know, like maybe it's the last hurrah. It's going to be a great celebration. I'm excited to see Emma Stone. I'm very excited to see Ryan Gosling. And there is, you know, an element of excitement in the air for this particular red carpet for some reason. I don't know. It just seems like people are really excited for the Oscars this year.
What? Sorry, go on, sir.
Well, I mean, what are you most excited about, Kinsey? I know for me, it's going to be Ryan Gosling. I'm just Ken.
Oh my, absolutely. So he is set to perform his Barbie bop, I'm Just Ken, live at the Oscars. No Milli Vanilli here. You know, Americans grew up with a young Ryan Gosling singing and dancing on the Mickey Mouse Club, so we cannot wait to see this. I'm Just Ken is one of two Barbie tracks that earned an Oscar nomination for Best Original Song. The other is What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. Now, I'm also curious to see if he walks the carpet with his wife, Eva Mendes. They have not been seen on a carpet together since their movie The Place Beyond the Pines in 2012. Before Barbie's explosion, Eva said she was not comfortable exposing their very private life that they value, but this could be his first Oscar. So I'm wondering if this is the time that they might make their red carpet debut.
So, Barbie, it's all about the snubs, whoever didn't get nominated. I kind of feel like because Margot Robbie and the director Greta were not nominated, but Greta Gerwig, sorry. Now everyone is making this into a feminist issue. Oh, it's a film for women, but women have lost out, and the only one nominated is a man. But isn't it just a case of it wasn't that great a movie?
Oh,
JJ.
He's not
JJ
feeling
has
the Kennedy, is he, Kinsey?
He's brought the boxing gloves this morning. You know, Whoopi Goldberg made a really interesting point, who is one of the voters here that would be helping make this decision. You know, and she said these aren't participation trophies. And think about how many trophies and nominations Tom Cruise didn't get for his legitimate blockbusters, which that was the first time I sat back and said, you know what, that's a really good point. Great movies that we all, Twilight, I'm sorry, I have no regrets. I love Twilight. Where is its Oscar? You know, so I think that a lot of times good movies don't get, you know, these types of awards. And it was easy to make it a feminist issue. And I think that there's a little bit of truth there. But hopefully they all kick off. They got 8 nominations. Hopefully they're going to have a good time anyway.
And Oppenheimer, of course, you know, tipped for Best Picture, Best Actor for Cillian Murphy as well. Is it going to be a sweep across the board?
You know, it's USA Today saying that they really feel like Jeffrey Wright should win for American Fiction here. But I do agree with you that Cillian Murphy is a no-brainer when it comes to Best Actor. Oppenheimer, it's just a you know, I know we might talk about this 3 hours, you know, the movie's being too long. While it is an extremely long movie, I feel like you eat up every second of it, and it does deserve all the praise it's getting.
Yeah, they're too long. That was Hugh Grant at the BAFTAs was saying that movies were too long. I mean, Oppenheimer, what is it? Three and a half
hours long. Good grief.
No, it is.
Do we have time? It's worth it.
Do we have time to show the Hugh Grant clip, or do we not
let's have a listen.
Oompa Loompa, Dumpity D. Now the Best Director category. Oompa Loompa, Dumpity Dong. Most of these films were frankly too long.
Very good. Jimmy Kimmel, is he going to take aim and make fun of Trump and Biden, do you think?
Oh, JJ, I think it's going to be a bloodbath. He loves that kind of humor. He's very political. I don't know if you were involved this past year. He was getting into a war with a football player over Jeffrey Epstein, and so I think that he's going to destroy both parties. I think he's going to have a lot of fun with it. And so if you don't like politics in your award shows, I'm just going to mentally prepare you now.
And I mean, Hugh Grant there talking about some of the movies being too long. What about the Oscars ceremony itself, Kinsey?
I know. My bladder, I have a 90-year-old man's bladder. I just can't take it. Thankfully, some of us can just watch it at home and press that pause button and then run right back. But imagine being one of those women in all of their hose. They're wearing girdles, corsets, having to sit there and wait for the festivities to end because it's painful to move.
Now, Kinsey, back when Harvey Weinstein, he that should not be named, back when he was involved in Hollywood, he would be schmoozing everyone to try and make sure his films won. Is that still the case? Are we going to be seeing people like Cillian Murphy going out for big luncheons and things like that to try and make sure he gets the Oscar?
Okay, that's a really interesting question because the kind of rumor around town is how cringe Bradley Cooper's Oscar campaign has been. Ooh. He's so desperate. He's so desperate for an Oscar. I think he's been nominated 12 times and hasn't gotten one yet. And so he's been doing overshare interviews, and it's just kind of everybody's kind of like, oh, there's Bradley Cooper again. Don't make eye contact. So that's that. Bradley Cooper is who I'd give you an example of today.
Kinsey, thank you so much. Great to hear from you. Lots more still to come on the Oscars on Monday morning, of course, and here on Talk Today.